excitement, controversy and emotion littered throughout the season. It's been a truly historic year in the WSL. And although the league campaign has drawn to a close, we've got one more dose of drama to bring you in our final episode. Here's what's coming up on the Women's Super League show. We feature the showpiece occasion as Arsenal face Lincoln in the Continental Cup final. 2014 will be the year of the Lioness, as Millwall gets set for life in WSL 2.
Everyone's buzzing, there's a good vibe around, from the first team right the way down to the under-11s.
And stand by for some real crackers in our goal of the season. Welcome to the show and to Barnet FC's Hive Stadium, the venue for the 2013 Continental Cup final, to be contested between holders Arsenal and Lincoln, who are playing their final game before they become Notts County ladies. Well, before we turn our attention to that enticing fixture, let's first of all retrace the steps of both sides to the final.
Lincoln and Arsenal began their Continental Cup journey against each other as the two sides found themselves in Group 1. It was Lincoln who opened the scoring at Sincilbank, Jess Clark with a neat finish. With just 8 minutes to go, Gemma Davison did well down the Arsenal right, and she teed up Ellen White for a short-range equaliser to ensure a valuable point for the holders. Arsenal then welcomed Birmingham to Meadow Park and left it late to take all 3 points, White again saving her side. When Bristol arrived in London, the Gunners knew a win would see them through to the semis. Kim Little was on hand to put daylight between the sides in a 4-2 win. In their way of a third successive final were Everton, but again Shelley Kerr's side put 4 past their opponents, Steph Horton rounding the scoring off as Arsenal marched on. After the opening round draw with Arsenal, Lincoln travelled to Bristol and through Precious Hamilton's header took all 3 points. That meant a draw against Birmingham was good enough to ensure safe passage to the semis. Having gone behind, Carla Cantrell scored the goal that ensured the Imps went through. Liverpool were their opponents in the semi-final, and having gone behind, Aileen Whelan equalised to send the game to penalty kicks. Karen Bardsley was the heroine as she saved from Tash Dowie and then Louise Force. So it was left to Carla Cantrell to put Lincoln in the final. She held her nerve to set up a match against cup holders Arsenal. Lincoln with a chance of winning the trophy for the first time.
Wonderful scenes there, and I'm now pleased to say I'm joined by Lincoln boss Rick Passmore. Rick, we saw what it meant to your players there to get to the final. What would it mean to them to actually win it?
Well, literally we executed very well the plan in the semi-final, so today we've got to come and do the business side. We can't just play to the occasion. We've got a strategy, we've worked very hard, we deserve to be here, so we've got to go another 90 minutes and ensure that not only we deliver to the strategy, but they bring their ability, because we've got players with good quality on the ball. So again, not only for the players, but also for the club, because obviously we're talking about the previous 18 years. Let's make sure that we leave Lincoln with a bang.
Well, let's talk about that history and what it would mean to the club, because next season you become Notts County ladies, you move ground and you're also going to move clubs. So to go out on such a high, what would that mean?
I think it'll mean a great deal for the city and the county, because we've got a few players still in the ranks that came here a few years ago from when they were school children. So it'll mean a lot to them, so we want to make them very, very proud.
There's been a lot of debate about the move and the rebrand, but it's been essential for you, hasn't it?
It's been essential because with the criteria, we would never have met it, so therefore the club would have gone out of business in terms of down to the 2nd or 3rd tier. So therefore, to hit the credentials and the marks that the FA have set, we've had to evolve, we've had to change with the times, and it's very good for elite female football.
Let's speak about your opposition for tonight's match, Arsenal ladies. You've played them 3 times this season, 3 draws. How do you go one step further?
We've got to ensure that we execute well, have a belief in ourselves, because there'll be times in this game against what I call a team full of internationals that we might not have possession very much. They're a terrific team, terrific manager, but we can go one step further, and if they execute the plans, I'm sure that we could win this cup.
Well, we wish you all the best for tonight, Rick, in the match. We will be hearing from Gunners boss Shelley Kerr soon, but before we do, let's take a look at a campaign that's had its fair share of highs and lows.
The WSL returned for its 3rd season back in April, and the feeling was that this would be the most competitive term yet. There was a fresh approach at Liverpool as they looked to create a more integrated club.
Whether you're one of the girls turning out for the ladies team or you're Luis Suarez turning out for Liverpool, we all want the same thing, and that's to be successful.
The Reds' renewed ambitions had a knock-on effect at neighbours Everton as 4 of the Toffees' star players crossed Stanley Park to join the revolution. Bristol Academy started their campaign with a thriller against Everton.
It's Yorston. Unbelievable! A 7th goal in this roller coaster opener.
Chelsea witnessed an early return on their summer investments as they took 7 points from their opening 3 fixtures. Arsenal had to wait until May to kick off their campaign, but it was Matt Beard's Liverpool who provided the fireworks at the Emirates with a shock 4-0 win. There was better news for the Gunners. Kim Little named as the inaugural PFA Player of the Year. A more significant silverware followed in the form of the FA Cup. Natasha Dow returned to haunt her former club in the Merseyside derby as Liverpool maintained their good run. Bristol Academy were also benefiting from a striker in form, Natalia netting her 4th to keep Mark Sampson's team on track.
Super, incredible, awesome, fantastic. Any superlative you can find for that performance.
Everton's Tony Duggan was out to impress the onlooking England manager Hope Powell.
For the hat-trick, what a time to get it.
Any optimism soon disappeared as England endured a torrid time at the European Championships, exiting at the group stage without a win. Hope Powell paid the price as she was sacked.
There's so many positives, certainly, that have happened in the last 15 years, and I've been part of that, and I'm very, very proud.
August brought bad news for Doncaster, who couldn't meet the FA's WSL club requirements and were to be relegated at the end of the season.
We were disappointed with the decision. We're just kind of preparing now to go into WSL 2.
The WSL was back underway and a Jordan Nobbs brace helped Arsenal to a 3-0 win over Liverpool, avenging their early season reverse at the Emirates. The Reds had an immediate opportunity to bounce back by beating top of the table Bristol.
Picked up by Bonner! What a hit from Gemma Bonner!
Following Hope Powell's dismissal, the FA appointed Brent Hills as interim England manager. Doncaster's woes continued as they shipped 6 against Arsenal and then 9 against Liverpool. A bottom place finish eventually followed, with John Buckley leaving the club by mutual consent. Lincoln announced that they were to relocate to Nottingham, starting next season as Notts County. Bristol continued to display incredible character, crucial late goals keeping their championship dream alive. But Arsenal's hopes of a 10th successive title were over after they were deducted 3 points for fielding an unregistered player against Liverpool back in August. A Natasha Dowie hat-trick edged her side closer to the title and took her goals tally to 19 for the season. But remarkably, Bristol clawed their way back from 3 goals down to beat Doncaster 4-3 and set up a winner-takes-all encounter with Liverpool.
Liverpool are the favourites, but Bristol have been nothing if not resilient. And a big shout for a penalty, and it's been given. A chance to take the team in red a step closer to the title. Force 1-0 to the Reds. Omar Dottir could finish it for Liverpool. Explosive. Liverpool are the WSL champions for 2013. Cue wild celebrations.
A gripping campaign, and I'm now joined by Arsenal manager Shelley Kerr to talk to us pre-match. Shelley, we've just seen Liverpool lift the WSL trophy there. How much is that going to spur you on for next season?
Oh, of course it does, but congratulations to Liverpool. They've done really, really well this season. So from our club, it's a huge congratulations to them. But hopefully we'll be back bigger and stronger next year.
FA Cup winners, Champions League semi-finalists and finalists here in the Cup tonight. It hasn't been the worst season, has it?
No, absolutely not. We've restructured internally as well. We've got some cracking young players coming through. So no, when you see it like that, we haven't done too bad.
Looking ahead to the match tonight against Lincoln, you've played them 3 times this season so far and 3 draws. How do you go one better tonight?
They're a thorn on our side. Lincoln are a really well organised team. They're well disciplined, and a big part of their game plan is to defend, and they do it really, really well. So we're going to have that clinical edge that perhaps has eluded us in the previous matches that we've played against them.
Continental Cup winners for the last 2 years. What would it mean to you to get it for a third year running?
I think me personally, I don't. It's never about the coach. I think it's about the club. We're used to winning trophies and we've been so dominant, and I don't think that'll ever happen again in the women's game in England. So we've been very fortunate, and now it's about building again for the future.
Well, good luck tonight, Shelley, in the match. We have the second half of the season. We've been showing the WSL team trials and putting every club to the test. There were just 2 remaining, and now in a prerequisite for what's going to be tonight's clash, you get to see how Arsenal and Lincoln fared.
Steph Horton, Arsenal ladies, defender.
Megan Harris, Lincoln ladies, centre mid.
The first challenge is a crossbar challenge. 3 balls, just have to hit the crossbar. Next challenge is the Maradona set. I'm going to do that again. Next challenge is the Maradona set. I can't even say that.
The second challenge is the Maradona 7, so it's foot, foot, knee, knee, shoulder, shoulder, head, and then back down.
Don't make me run, baby, just give me another chance. Now I'm looking backwards, trying to find a different time. Is this it? Is this how it ends? Is this it? Is this it for us?
Final challenge is get the ball in the bucket.
Don't make me run, baby, just give me another chance. I'm sorry to let you go, I was too afraid to say what was on my mind. Now I'm looking backwards, trying to find a different time.
So, under tough conditions, Steph and Megan scored admirably, but find themselves bottom of the overall standings. So congratulations to Everton, who garnered the most points out of all Super League sides. That's it for part 1, and I'm sure Steph will be up for another challenge tonight. Find out after the break whether it will be her Arsenal side or Lincoln who lift the Continental Cup. See you soon.